Welcome to the Workamper Show, brought to you by Workamper.com. This podcast helps you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. Each one of our episodes will introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to work camping opportunities all around the U.S. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Today I'm speaking with a representative from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service who describes a beautiful opportunity to volunteer for a few months at a wildlife refuge near the Northern California coast. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. Do you have more questions and answers when it comes to work camping and the RVing lifestyle? If so, then Workamper News has your back. Listen to their free Work Camping Q&A videos to get your questions answered. Each video answers questions submitted by folks just like you who are learning about the RV lifestyle, just getting started, or who've been work camping for a while. The videos cover topics like what kind of work camping jobs are out there, what do those jobs pay, tips for writing your work camper resume, questions to ask an employer, what type of RV is best, how to get your mail as an RVer, and much more. Listen to detailed answers now by watching the videos at workamper.com/answers. In the description of each video, you'll find a list of questions that were answered so you can quickly jump to the answers you want to hear. Denise Seeger is the Visitor Services Assistant for the Humboldt Bay National Wildlife Refuge near Eureka, California, and that's located about 100 miles south of the Oregon border. Her agency is tasked with maintaining a diverse range of wildlife habitats, including a salt marsh, mud flats, sand dunes, and even a forest dune ecosystem. Denise is responsible for environmental education programs at the refuge. She also hires about 12 work campers every year to serve as hosts and opening and closing the park every day, as well as maintaining trails in public areas. The refuge is open year-round, so Denise is looking for volunteers to make a 3-month commitment in exchange for a free full hookup RV site in a beautiful area near the coast. To tell us more about the Humboldt Bay National Wildlife Refuge and how it uses work campers, please welcome Denise Seeger to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Denise. I appreciate your time. Tell us a little bit about the wildlife refuge you work at and where it's located, because that makes it pretty spectacular.
Yeah. Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me. So Humboldt Bay is located about 270 miles north of San Francisco, about just a little bit under 100 miles from the Oregon border. So we're right on the Pacific coast in Northern California. And the refuge is here to protect a huge diversity of habitats, especially wetland habitats, including the salt marsh and mud flats of Humboldt Bay, but also some really cool dune ecosystems, and then a lot of associated freshwater wetlands. So there's a lot of really amazing wildlife here, and it's why we were designated a National Wildlife Refuge.
Wonderful. What do you do for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service?
My job title is Visitor Services Assistant, but I do a lot of different things. I recruit volunteers. And that's both RV campers and also local volunteers of all ages. I coordinate a lot of volunteer work days. I do environmental education where I visit classrooms or field trips that come out here. And again, that's not just for kids. Sometimes we have senior groups, all aged, all abilities of people. Bring them out on the refuge and talk about this amazing place.
Does that include school field trips?
Oh, yeah. That's what I do. And volunteers certainly have an opportunity to work with school groups if they are interested. Some people are interested in being with kids. Some people aren't. So we have a lot of opportunities for everybody here.
What kind of jobs are you looking for the work campers to do?
We have 2 locations right now where we would love to have some RV campers, and ideally, we'd like to have those people in the position for 2 to 3 months. And what we need are a lot of kind of basic eyes and ears, caretaker, opening and closing gate. That's like the bare minimum of what, we're looking for. But there's so much more. Like you could rove the trails and talk with visitors. We are looking for people that staff our visitor center. And then beyond that, based on people's interests and capabilities, to help with biological surveys or administration. There's a lot, but the basic things we need are caretaking and greeting visitors and some light maintenance, not heavy duty, but stocking, restocking restrooms, cleaning facilities, not major.
That sounds easy enough.
Work.
How many?
But if someone has the skills in maintenance and heavy equipment operation, we would welcome that as well.
Do you have heavy equipment for them to operate?
People that are familiar with the National Wildlife Refuge System and have volunteered or are interested in, there are trainings that they need to go through and certifications that they'll get. So for some people listening, they might be like, oh yeah, I've been through the Fish and Wildlife Services heavy equipment training or chainsaw training or off-road vehicle training. There's specific trainings that we are happy to provide when possible to people that are interested to help us do the work that we do here.
How many work campers are you looking to hire next year?
Our goal is to, like I say, have folks work 2 to 3 months at a time, divide that into 12. And with 2 sites, I guess positions could be up to 6 to 10, maybe 12 position opportunity, because we like to give lots of people opportunity to be here. I've worked before with other agencies, both state and federal, and sometimes it's pretty popular. And we've had waiting lists of people that want to get at a certain place at a certain time. And I think that's probably ringing true with some of the folks listening, is that they have a circuit that they follow. And we just love to meet those people and put them to work for us and have them have a wonderful time while they're doing that.
So the refuge is open year round. You're always looking for work campers.
Always. Yeah. We don't have the only thing really that happens here that could close us down, but that wouldn't make the work campers leave, is that it periodically floods in the wintertime because we're in a wetland area, but it's not anything catastrophic.
Right.
They'd have to be leaving for high ground. It's just part of the process here. A lot of rain in the winter months.
Mm-hmm. The important thing to note is these are volunteer positions. Am I correct?
So in exchange, a volunteer or couple would commit to 24 hours a week in exchange for a place to park, have electricity, sewer, water hookup. They'd have to have their own Wi-Fi. We don't have a public Wi-Fi system for folks, but we do have the really nice place to park your trailer or motorhome, and a beautiful place.
It's not on the ocean though, right? It's on the bay?
No, we have 2 sites. So one of them is inland in a kind of pasture grassland area close to Humboldt Bay. And the other one is up in the dune forest. So it's not on the ocean, but you can hear the ocean.
Okay. And a dune forest, I've never heard that one before. Is it what it sounds like? A lot of trees, but near the ocean?
Yeah, that's what's so unique about this place. And in fact, it was designated a natural national landmark because of the uniqueness of the ecology and the geology of the Landseer and Malel dunes, which are part of the refuge. One of the things is they have these huge coniferous forests growing on sand dunes. Oh. Very interesting place. And one of the sites that we have is located in that dune forest.
So you can actually be walking through the forest, but you're on a sand dune. That sounds like a really unique experience.
It is. It's a beautiful place. I don't know if you've ever visited the Oregon dunes, but it's similar to that, but we're on a much smaller scale here in Humboldt Bay.
People get a full hookup RV site, right? It comes with electricity and a sewer dump?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And water?
And water.
Very good.
That they can drink.
Are there any other perks that you folks offer, like admissions and things like that?
I guess I could say that one of the perks is after you have volunteered for 250 hours with any federal agency is you get an annual pass, a free pass for day use to any federal facility. So if you've traveled around, you know that some of our national parks and historic places they have a pretty hefty entrance fee. So once someone has volunteered 250 hours at a federal agency, they're eligible for this pass, which is pretty cool. So you could go to any federal location that charges a fee for parking or days, and it would be free to get in.
And you're asking for a commitment of 24 hours a week, so they could probably earn that pass in the 3 months that they're going to be with you.
You certainly can.
Would solos be able to apply, or do you prefer couples?
Oh, we are happy with individuals or couples.
Okay. So if it's a couple, that would be 24 hours per person yet?
We've talked about that, and what we really need in order for that site is it's a commitment of 24 hours total.
Okay.
And it could be either person. And we're not going to stop people from working together or doing different things, but a minimum is what we need, is 24 hours a week for the site.
Would you?
That makes sense.
Absolutely. Would you consider a family?
We have had families here in the past, and it works. It works out. Yes, we would consider that.
I'm thinking specifically of families with older kids, like teenagers, who might be able to help out as well.
Yeah, depending on their interest level, we have a lot of, it's not maintenance, it's restoration projects where we remove non-native plants. And we also have areas that we need to maintain that we have planted. You might call it weeding, but it's really habitat restoration.
That's a fancy
on
word
a larger scale. It's very important. It's very gratifying for people that get to be involved in it. And then we have trail maintenance and other types of maintenance projects on the refuge that certainly we could engage able-bodied teenagers and adults. And we do have monthly work days out here where I do have young children, as long as they are accompanied by adults. I think starting volunteerism at an early age is a good thing.
I agree with that. Are there any special traits or qualifications you're looking for in the work campers?
I think because they are going to be greeting visitors and being in the public eye, that they need to be comfortable with that. And we provide full training so that we're not going to throw people out there without the tools and information that they need to do the job they're going to do. But just being comfortable, talking to people, approaching people, it's a people job, I have to say.
Absolutely. So they will be interacting a lot with visitors.
Right. We call it the visitor services RV host position. And that is, they will be in the public eye and greeting visitors, making sure visitors are aware of the rules and regulations, as well as making sure visitors are safe and know where they're going.
What's involved in the interviewing and hiring process?
Individuals would contact me. I can provide my email. And I send a full job description, and then we have just a very simple 2-page, it's a volunteer application for the federal government. And then we also ask for 2 references, just so that, and it doesn't have to be a reference for a job that you've done as an RV camper. It's basically just a personal reference as to you are who you say you are, and you would be able to do the things we're asking. Does that make sense?
It does indeed. Is there a campground on the facility that visitors use?
No, we don't have any public camping.
Okay.
So there's no camp hosting. It's all just public day use. But we do close facilities at night, and that's one of the duties of the RV host is gatekeeping and making sure Visitors are out and closing the gate and then opening them again the next day.
Is there any enforcement activity involved in this?
No, volunteers don't do enforcement. They just provide information, but they would be provided with contact information in case they needed law enforcement backup at all. But it's a pretty quiet place around here where we don't have to rely on our local law enforcement. So volunteers are basically information providers and greeters, not enforcing.
Do you accept applications year-round or during specific times of the year?
Year-round. We'll hear from everybody. We're very happy to hear from people and see what time of year they might want to be here and answer any questions they might have.
How long does it take for you folks to make a hiring decision?
Pretty quickly. I'd say once I've gotten all the application materials and contacted references, I'd say within a week.
Is there something a Workamper could do to really stand out if they really wanted the job? And is there something they could provide for you?
I think just getting their application materials in on as soon as possible and having their references be positive. That's really all they need to do. We're just happy to hear that people are interested. One thing I should bring up is we don't allow dogs on the trails at the refuge. So we thought maybe it's better if we don't allow dogs for the RV campers. But I think a lot of RV campers do have pets. Maybe they have a cat that lives in the trailer or motorhome, or they have dogs and they do want to have their dogs with them and walk them around. So we have designated area where they could walk their dog on the refuge that wouldn't be on the public trail. So we will welcome applicants that have dogs.
Okay.
Pets.
That's good to note.
Yeah, I think it's something we're learning. We thought, we'll just say no pets, but a lot of people that travel with their pets, and we all have pets at home here.
As a federal agency, do you folks conduct background checks on the applicants?
Depending on the job the volunteers are going to do. For instance, if they were going to be leading groups of children and there weren't other adults, there's a process of background check, fingerprint. Okay. But for the RV host camp, that position, they do not need to go through a background investigation.
What are some things that Workampers can do in that area when they're not working?
It's endless. I've lived here almost 35 years and I still haven't hiked all the trails around. Humboldt Bay is in Eureka area and we're surrounded by coast redwood forests. There's trails everywhere. There's Forest Service lands, national park lands, state park lands. If you like to hike, that's definitely an opportunity. There's also a lot of just sightseeing that can be done. There's kayaking, canoeing, bike riding, horseback riding, outdoorsy stuff. And if that isn't good enough, then we do have some pretty fun, interesting cultural activities that go on in our communities. We are blessed to have College of the Redwoods and Cal Poly Humboldt, which provide an influx of students and associated disciplines and culture that comes with a university and a college. So there's a rich theater in Humboldt County. There's arts. Almost every weekend, there are like 10 or 15 different things to do. People have a hard time selecting if they want to go see this play or this music. So hopefully I'm representing Humboldt. There's a really good website called Visit Humboldt that will demonstrate that a little better than maybe I have. But I love living here because of the arts and the nature. And there's some pretty good food here. Because we're on the coast, we have seafood, but we also have a lot of different ethnic food. So
On the map, it
We're
looks like a relatively remote area. How far are you from the closest Walmart?
There's one in Eureka. There's a Costco here.
That's bigger than I thought.
But there's no Trader Joe's.
It's okay. People really needed to go to Trader Joe's. How far away is San Francisco? You said about 270 miles, so about 4 hours?
Yeah, I think Santa Rosa is the closest, which is about a 4-5 hour drive.
Okay.
But we have some really great local natural foods markets that do us very well.
Very good. Isn't there a big mountain in that area too that people can go play on?
There's several mountains to the east of here. There's Mount Lassen and Shasta.
That's the one I was thinking of.
They're pretty far. Oh. But there is opportunity if someone is here in the winter months and they want to go skiing, they can get to some snow within about 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes it snows right here on the coast, but that's pretty uncommon. We mostly just build snowmen. We don't ski. And
it'd be probably I would say it'd be as unique as finding pine trees on a sand dune. You've already said that happens.
That does. Yeah. This place, I don't feel like I've emphasized enough the richness, the biological beauty and diversity of life here because of all these different habitats coming together with the ocean and the mountains and the forest and the grasslands. It really is a naturalist dream to be here. There is unending nature wonderment.
Yeah.
And several areas have been designated monuments or landmarks because of their uniqueness in biology or geology.
What's one thing you wish all work campers knew before they came to work for you?
Humboldt Bay is a bird lover's paradise. If they're at all into bird watching, they've probably heard about Humboldt Bay because over the course of a year, there's over 250 different species of birds that'll either migrate through or live here year round. And it's just got a lot going for it for the birding community.
Where can people get more information, or how could they submit an application?
They can visit our website, but another way is to directly contact me, Denise_Seeger at FWS, which stands for Fish Wildlife Service.
Okay.
And I can provide people with application materials, but also just by visiting our website, they can get a good idea of what kinds of things there are here and how to contact anyone with further questions.
And I found the website. It is fws.gov/refuge/Humboldt-Bay.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. So people can get in there and get an idea of what's going on at the refuge and get a lot of questions answered. And I hope people take this opportunity to apply because it sounds like a very unique, ecologically diverse place that people aren't going to encounter everywhere else in the world.
That is for sure.
Thank you for your time today, Denise. I really appreciate it. I wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thanks so much, Greg.
I enjoyed speaking with Denise Seeger, the Visitor Services Assistant for the Humboldt Bay National Wildlife Refuge. The refuge sounds like a unique place to visit, let alone live for several months. The agency maintains 2 wildlife sites in the area. One is a pastured grassland near the Humboldt Bay, and the other is a forest dune where people can hear the ocean as they walk among the trees. Denise said the refuge is similar to visiting the Oregon dunes, but on a smaller scale. Although work campers don't get paid, they do get a wonderful perk. After they put in 250 hours, they receive a free annual pass to get into any federal recreation site, be it a national park, national historic site, or national forest. Work campers are asked to put in 24 hours a week, so they qualify for the pass in about 10 weeks. The 24-hour commitment is also required to get a free RV site, so a solo would do the 24 hours by themselves, or a couple could split the time. Much of the work involves contact with the public, but it also involves habitat restoration and trail maintenance duties as well. No special skills are needed to be a work camper at the Humboldt Bay National Wildlife Refuge, and any needed training is provided. All Denise looks for in work campers is the ability to be friendly and engaging with guests. People interested in the job can email Denise at denise_seeger@fws.gov. She will send a 2-page application to become a federal volunteer. Hiring decisions are made relatively quickly after a phone call with applicants. There are a lot of natural recreation opportunities near the refuge. If you like birding, Denise said there are more than 250 different species that either live at the refuge or migrate through the area. With a population of nearly 50,000 people, Eureka, California is the largest city along the coast between San Francisco and Portland, Oregon. For more information about the refuge, people can visit www.fws.gov/refuge/Humboldt-Bay. Today's episode was sponsored by Workamper News. Wouldn't it be nice if work camping job listings for your ideal locations just appeared in your email inbox? They can when you're a Workamper News member. Join Workamper News today to start using the best toolkit for finding your next work camping gig. When they turn on job alert emails, members can select to receive help wanted ads for just one state or all the states they want to be in. Each email contains the full text of the ad, so there's no need to click a link, go to a website, and hunt around to find the ad to see if it's a job that interests you. The job finding process is easier with Workamper News, so join today at www.workamper.com. That's all I have for today's show. Next week, I'll be speaking with an author who published a book about visiting all 50 states. It's a good resource for travelers to familiarize themselves with the states and the major activities to check out when visiting. I'll have that interview in the next episode of The Workamper Show. If you like these interviews, please consider leaving a review wherever you download the episodes. It's really hard to believe there are less than 8 weeks remaining in 2024, so make the best of it. Thanks for listening.